In this presentation, we will go to discuss about the fuel injection and charging systems. The overview of this presentation: multi-point fuel injection system, common rail direct injection system, concept of supercharging and turbocharging. First, we will go discuss about the gasoline injection system for SI engines. In petrol injection system, the fuel is injected into the intake manifold through the fuel injection valves. There are two basic gasoline injection arrangement. First one is multi-point fuel injection system. Second one is monopoint injection system. In multi-point injection system, that is MPFI, the main purpose is to supply the equal ratio of fuel and air to all the cylinders. Also, it is known as port fuel injection system. This system is widely used in multi-cylinder SI engines. This scheme shows that uniform fuel distribution each cylinder, hence it helps to run the smooth running of engine. The figure shows that multi-point or port injection system. The air and throttle fuel is mixed. Each and every cylinder have a separate fuel injection. In multi-point fuel injection system, the injection valves for each cylinder to supply or spray the fuel in the cylinder intake manifold as shown in figure. Each injection valve is placed in the intake port near the intake valve. In the advantages of this system, it allows more time to mixing the air and petrol. The throttle body. Next one, the monopoint or single point fuel injection system. The throttle body injection system is also known as single point injection system. This system can be used to single cylinder and multi-cylinder also. This system replace the carburetor with one or two fuel injectors which are placed upstream above the throttle valve. Hence, it is named as throttle body. Throttle controls the amount of charge injected to the system. The injector injects the fuel in the throttle body. Fuel mix air and passes through the intake manifold. That is the single point injection system. Only single point is there. Only the fuel is sprayed through the injector. Then each intake manifold and the air fuel mixer is entered into each cylinder. The monojetronics is the third name of robot Bosch, Germany. It is an example of the single point throttle body injection system. The system has three major components. The multi-point fuel injection system has three major points. One is air intake system, another one is fuel delivery system, and electronic control system. The air intake in the air intake system, the air is filtered by the air cleaner and passes through the throttle body. That by intake manifold and finally to the each combustion chamber, and close the throttle valve is controlled by according to the demand and necessity of the proper proportion with the inlet system. Fuel delivery system. Fuel is in the fuel tank is pumped up to the fuel pump, filtered by the fuel filters, then feed to the under pressure to each injection through the delivery pipe. The fuel is injected to the intake port of the cylinder and the injector opens according to the signal from the ECU. The fuel pump, it is a electrical major component of the fuel delivery system, that is fuel pump and which pressure regulator. The electric pump, its operation is controlled by ECU and based on the high pressure and discharge through the outlet port. Pressure regulator is the diaphragm with the relief valve. The fuel pressure is applied to the injectors at all the time. Injector. Each cylinder has one injector which is installed between the intake manifold and delivery system. It is an electromagnetic type of injection system which injected the fuel into the intake port of the cylinder head according to the signal from the ECU. ECU consists of the various sensors which detect the state of conditions and driving conditions in the controls of various systems such as fuel injection system, ideal control system, fuel pump control system, ignition control system according to from the sensor. Requirement of the fuel injection system in CA engine. The beginning as well as end of the injection system should sharply take place. The fuel should be injected at the correct time in the cycle throughout the speed range of the engine. In the injection of the fuel should occur at the correct rate and in the correct quantity as required the varying engine speed. The fuel should be atomized at the required degree. The fuel should be distributed throughout the chamber. Better mixing. Common rail direct injection system, that is CRDI system. The diesel engines have a specific advantages of good fuel efficiency and have a lower CO2 emissions. Various new technologies have been developed in order to reduce the harmful emissions. One of the such a technology is called as common rail direct injection system, that is called CRDI injection system of direct fuel injection. This system inject the fuel 5 times more than accurate than the normal injection system. High response injector with electronic control. It is a greater reduction of particulate matters, thereby improving the fuel efficiency and torque, and also reduce the noise and vibration. Important features of the CRDI: very high injection pressure of the order of 1500 bars, complete control over the start and end of injection. Injection pressure is independent of the engine speed. Ability to have a pilot main and post injection. The injection pressure. This system is wide range of application from small to heavy engines. Next, common rail. This is the common rail injection system. The diagram shows the working principle of the common rail injection system. Fuel is supplied from the fuel tank from multi-fuel fan. The common pipeline is there. From that, each and every cylinder have the fuel injection. That is called common rail direct injection system. Various component: high pressure fuel pump, common fuel rail injector, and engine control unit. The common rail system consists of the pressure accumulator is called common rail, which is on the engine block. High pressure multi-cylinder fuel injection system. Injector activated solenoid valve. The solenoid valves and pumps are electronically controlled. In a CRDI system, the injection pressure does not depend upon the engine speed and load. So control of the injection parameter is easy. Usually pellet injection is introduced in order to reduce the engine noise and emissions. Injectors use the needle and C-type valves to control the fuel flow. The fuel pressure is fed to both and bottom of the needle valve. The pressure of the bottom pushes the needle valve in the bleeding. Some of the pressure of top, that is, will flow the nozzle holes. This is the common rail fuel injection system. The common delivers the more uniform quantity of atomized fuel, which leads to better fuel economy, reduce the exhaust emissions, and decrease the engine noise during the operations. Then we discuss about the concept of supercharging and turbocharging. Supercharging of the internal combustion engines is in the practice of long time as a method of improving the engine power output. Good way to meet the need to supercharging is called forced injection. Already stated the purpose of supercharging is rise to density of air charge before entering into the cylinder. To increase the mass of air will introduce into the compressed air into the cylinder. The supercharging increases the power output of the engine. It does not increase the fuel consumption per brake kilowatt hour, only increase the power output. Certain percentage of power is consumed to compressed air. This power has to be taken from the engine itself. It will to last the some hours lead to some power losses. The net power output will be more than the power output of the engine of the same capacity without supercharging. The increased pressure and temperature as a result of charging may lead to detonation. Thereby, the fuel must have a better anti-knocking characteristics. The concept of supercharging, that is, racing car engines use supercharging. The most important areas where the supercharging of the vital importance. Supercharger is the pressure boosting device, that is, supply of air at higher pressure. The centrifugal and the axial flow, the diaphragm type compressors normally used. If a supercharger is in the engine crankshaft, then is called driven supercharger. Some superchargers are driven by gas turbine, which drives the power from the exhaust gas stream. That is called turbocharger. Three type of superchargers are used: centrifugal, and this type of concept of supercharging, that is centrifugal type. the air is gradually increased. The air is rotated at the point of, that is centrifugal force, the air pressure is increased. The discharge volume of the area is gradually increased, so pressure also increased. Next one is root type. Okay, this type of superchargers also used in this IC engines. That is concept of supercharging, that is van type. Here this type of is using, compared to other two system, it will get the higher pressure. Okay, method of supercharging. Necessary amount of compressed air can be supplied to the engine following independently driven compressor or follower driven by electric motor, ram effect. Under the piston supercharging, the applied to two-stroke engine given by compressor or flower. The effect of supercharging: higher power output, greater induction of charge mass, better optimization of fuel, better mixing of fuel and air, better torque characteristics over the whole speed of engine, quicker acceleration of vehicles, more complete and smoother combustion, poor ignition quality of fuel, improve the poor ignition quality of fuel and the reduction in diesel knocking. Also reduce the detonation tendency in SI engines. Limitations: due to supercharging, thermal load of the engine is increased. Increased gas loading causing supercharging necessity. The use of large bearing areas and heavier engine component. The existing engines, if supercharging has to be adopted, one of the first steady factors, that is limit of the extent of the charging, can be tried. And also increase the thermal stresses. These are the supercharging arrangements. From the exhaust gas, from the inlet gas, the outlet from the compressors enter into the inlet engine for after the cooling. This is another type of the supercharging arrangements. Okay, that's all. The method of